Business, institution, and community leaders arrive at a City Hall meeting, all with the same concerns. The future of jobs in all sectors of the local economy suddenly in question, whether for London's largest employers or those in small business.
Some of them are going to be hurt by the tariffs, some are going to be hurt by the retaliatory tariffs. So a lot of it is going to come down to just them informing and educating themselves how their supply chains are being impacted, what they can do to minimize that impact. But again, as we're hearing right across the country now, more emphasis and focus on interprovincial trade.
I'm going to start with just a few introductory remarks. I'll invite everybody to just quickly introduce themselves.
The one-hour meeting was convened by Mayor Josh Morgan to get a sense of what each sector may be going through and come together with solutions to lessen the impact of potential tariffs.
Whether it's COVID or these geopolitical threats like tariffs now, these external economic shocks will continue to happen. So it's important to build a diversified profile. It's important to build local sourcing and supply chains.
Get rid of the tariffs altogether. Retaliatory tariffs are great, but you still have tariffs that you're dealing with.
Mayor Morgan says much of it comes down to preparing for the worst.
How are we going to be more resilient in the future? If there are stimulus programs, how are we going to make them strategic? How are we going to look at our own supply chains? How are we going to look at how we support local businesses? Look at our own regulations, whether they're interprovincial or the way that we do business between cities and across provinces. Those are all things that we can prepare for and continue to work on while the unknown of how the trade dispute will be resolved hangs out there in the balance.
Mayor Morgan travels to Washington next week in a delegation with Premier Ford, and that's followed by a series of meetings over the next few weeks stateside, all in an effort to minimize the impact of tariffs on local economies. Bryan, Bicknell, CTV News.